Greetings, fellow visitors. This is Upgrade Terminal, a Star of Providence fancast. I'm Malachi.
And I'm Nick. Welcome back to the facility. So here we are, the finale of Season 2 of Upgrade Terminal. It's finally here, and for this episode, we're going to touch on a topic that has been teased a few times, and finally we're going to dive into it. It is indeed the Fraxy episode. And for this episode, we went all out, and we went out and asked all of the developers of Team D-13 to join us. So please say hello, Alex.
Hi, everyone.
PureQuestion.
Hello, hello.
Garo.
Hi.
And Flan.
Hey, yeah.
Welcome onto the show, guys.
Yeah, pleasure to have you all.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's a little more cramped than last time.
It is. It's tough for us all to fit in this digital room, but I appreciate you guys putting up with it.
Mm-hmm.
We only need one mic. That's the convenient thing.
Yeah, just six faces pressed up right up against the mic with each other. That's lovely. Now, Malachi, every time we mention doing the Frax episode, you like to mention something, like what was the inspiration for this idea? So why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, there was an interview that PureQuestion and Alex did many years ago with, I think, some sort of shmup YouTube channel. STG Weekly, that's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, and I heard you both talk about Fraxy and kind of talk about how it was a big influence on you and that someday you should talk about it. The last time we had a chance to interview you, we also talked about it a little bit. So we wanted to have an opportunity to just learn a little bit more about what Fraxy was, what it meant to the team, and you know, the role it played in leading you to where you are today.
Mm-hmm. So I guess to start with, for the people who are new in the Star of Providence community and have not been around for any of the Fraxy stuff, basic question, just what was Fraxy?
Well, Fraxy is a sandbox shmup software thing. It is it allows you to design your own bosses, and that is more or less it.
Also offer lots of flexibility on customizing your playership, the parts graphics are out in the open, so you can just kind of rip them out and do whatever with them. Also the user interface, and there was even a scripting language, so you can, if for example, code a whole level from start to finish,
or even an entire game, really. There was certainly attempts at that.
There have been several attempts, but it's actually fairly restrictive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Fraxy was something that the four of you were involved in some capacity?
Yes, everyone on the team has participated in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
What led each of you to Fraxy?
I believe everyone has an individual story of how they got there. For example, for me, well, I've been hanging out on a bunch of other sites at that time, and a friend of mine just kind of showed me a few videos, and I was like, wow, that is really cool. I should check it out.
I think I found it because it was linked. I think I found the TV Tropes page.
Oh.
So I think I was browsing TV Tropes and I was looking at make your own game stuff and found Fraxy that way.
Garo?
If I remember correctly, it was 2009, 2010. I was getting into shoot 'em up games since there were a ton of freeware shoot 'em up games available online. And I happened to find upon a video. I think it was a video by one of old creators. It was Folder 7, I think, or the Goomba dude, but more prominently is someone called Infinity. No, not Infinity Zen. That was Atomic.
Yeah, Atomic written in Leet Speak.
Oh yeah, and
Speak.
just a bunch of things, and most prominently, I saw the word Fraxy on it, so I gave it a search, and I suppose the rest is history.
Flan, how about you?
So I think I was like somewhere between 8 and 12 years old at the time. I don't remember. I was just searching like cool boss editor game on YouTube or something, and I kept seeing Fraxy in the results. And I kept ignoring it for the longest time because I was like, I don't really like shoot 'em ups. And then eventually I just caved anyway and gave it a try and got roped in.
Yeah, relatable. Oh, well, yeah. The first time I saw Fraxy videos, I was like, wow, this looks really cool, but I suck. I can probably not do something like that. And I just got depressed and didn't do anything for like a year.
Yeah.
It's like, why try?
Yeah. It has a really interesting name. Like, to me, that name sticks out. Fraxy. It's like, what is Fraxy?
The dude who made it is also just called Mon. I think he made it for a contest on Hot Soup Processor, which is just a basic type of language. And then he just kind of spun it off into a bigger project, which then the Western audience has picked up on. So that was cool.
Well, the funny thing is, are you aware of something called Warning Forever?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that's what inspired Fraxy in the first place. There's like several references in the game for it. It's like this small Japanese game where it's like an endless boss rush where you defeat a boss and it just keeps evolving over and over again based on how you defeated it.
Yes.
That definitely showed up on like one of the PC Magazine CDs that I like to buy or coerce my mom since I was a kid and didn't have money at the time.
And it's actually not the only one. Before I joined Fraxy, right before that, the site I was on is, I don't remember the name, but it was also some kind of battleship building game that was heavily based
Battleship
on
Forever?
Warning Forever. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. That was like the competitive with Fraxy for a while.
Yeah, I do not remember that at all.
What
Yeah,
was
I
it called,
remember.
Flan?
Battleships Forever. Or Battleship Forever.
It's like, if anyone has played Star Sector, and like the way you can build battleships there, it's kind of like that. It's closer to that, I think.
So, in the beginning, when you saw it, like the idea of building within Fraxy was what was most appealing to you.
Oh, well, that looked cool. The whole point of Fraxy at the time was to make really sick, nasty videos of it and post them on YouTube.
For internet clout.
Which never changed.
Yes.
Honestly, I think I only have like 3 bosses finished on the dot. The best thing I liked about Fraxy is just the process of designing the boss. It was kind of zen for me.
But yeah, it wasn't really enough to make a boss. It's like the meta evolved really rapidly, and everyone who made Fraxy bosses realized you also have to have a story to go with it, some kind of narrative.
Like a narrative hook to make people want to play it.
Yeah. It's like everyone did it at the time. Atomic did it, Ebo did it. Arguably the best of everyone.
So did you have the ability to share these creations, and was everyone fighting each other's bosses that they were creating? Or were you just watching YouTube videos of it?
I think most people watched videos rather than playing the bosses, to be honest. But you could.
You could share the bosses, you could fight them, and I believe many people have done it. I have done so myself. Like, I remember Atomic had like a boss rush kind of thing. It took like an hour to complete or something. I played it, and it was kind of fun. Like, when you're a teenager, all of those things are very fun, regardless. But for the most part, Fraxy is it's a spectator thing. Most of it is about eye candy. It's about making attacks look cool.
It sure is an experience.
And it kind of changed over time. I believe a lot of people who got involved with Fraxy eventually realized that you should design bosses that are also fun to fight, even if many people don't do that.
That's fascinating because so it sounds like the focus was really on the patterns, like the bullet patterns and stuff of the bosses.
Yeah.
It wasn't. The focus was on the music.
Oh, okay.
The focus was on the bullet patterns in terms of you wanted them to look cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all smoke and mirrors to appear nicely on the video.
Oh, Fraxy is all about smoke and mirrors. It's like the entire process of making things work is a lot of cheating.
Well, making things work was one thing. Making sure it runs above 5 FPS was another.
Yeah, I distinctly remember, like, at some point, Pure showing me Fraxy videos and being like, no. It looks really slow. That's just how it ran at the time. That's not an artifact of the recording. It really was that slow.
It was like 19 FPS.
Oh, I remember I remember almost always getting single digit. The actual max FPS was weirdly. It might have been like a floating point thing.
It's 40.
It was
39.
40.
Yeah, but it said 39.
Yeah, it says 30.
It's cinematic.
The best part is that it didn't even need a GPU. It ran entirely on a single processor core. So that explains the low FPS.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it did everything on one CPU core.
That makes sense. It was coded in like 2007.
Yeah.
2005.
Was it 2004?
Caveman time.
One of the things I'm curious about is, okay, so all of you were using Fraxy, and it seems you were using it at around the same time. How did you four get to be aware of each other, know each other? How did that happen?
There was a forum called Fraxy HQ, and all of us joined at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say all of us within a year of each other. I think I joined later than Alex and Flan. I don't remember whether I joined later than Garo.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly the order. I think
Flan was already infamous when I joined, though.
What?
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Well, I wasn't around for it, so clearly I don't have anything to say on the subject.
Oh, that's fine. We'll get there.
Flan desperately avoiding being outed as an internet troll.
Yeah, we would never suspect Flan.
That's a relatively kind way of looking at it.
To be fair, how old was Flan when you joined? What did you say?
Well, he said 8
Yeah,
to 12.
I was 12.
Basically single digit age. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I was 16
Oh, wow.
when I joined. So it was 2009.
So you were all in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I believe like literally everyone in Fraxy was in high school at the time, except for Flan.
Yeah, I was going to say Flan, maybe middle school. Or the
I don't
equivalent.
remember.
Kindergarten.
Flan, you're not 4 years younger than me, are you?
How old are you now?
32?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, jeez. I thought it was like 2. I thought it was like 3 years.
But when did there start to be interactions or get to like know each other a little bit?
It all
Almost
happened over time.
immediately. I would say.
I mean, when we interacted basically immediately when someone joined, because like when you do so, you greet everyone else, but really only got to know each other over time, very slowly.
Oh, you know what there also was? There was an IRC channel.
Oh, no. That's you're moving too quickly.
Is mine?
Well, at first there were forum posts, but then we've got like some. Wasn't there chat? No, there was something else. There was like a
Shout box.
There was the shout box on the forum, but no, there was also an IRC forum.
That
and
came later.
The IRC came later.
Okay.
Wasn't it like hosted on board 2, where the Super Mario World hacks were also hosted?
The uploader was on board 2, and there was a Fraxy subforum on board 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there were 2 forums.
I do remember Alex and I were working on a collab, and that happened over IRC about at the end of 2009, which would have only been a couple months after I joined.
Oh, no, actually, it happened over DMs, I believe.
I think it happened. I remember. No, I'm picturing it vividly in my head. It was over the DMs on the IRC channel.
Oh.
It was such a romantic evening.
I have been.
Yeah, that was when we were doing the Ultima Fortress.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened over IRC DM.
The 5 FPS Fortress.
Still would have been the coolest thing in Fraxy if it ever finished. Alas.
Entirely true.
I've never heard of this.
Sounds like there's a tendency in Fraxy to like people make really cool projects and bosses, and they never actually get finished. But like, well, I got this, so here you go.
Absolutely.
Oh, you have no idea.
So there's like two things you could do in Fraxy, right? You could make a boss and you could just release it, and that would be it. Those tended to happen, but then there was the second thing you could do, which is you could make something called a try, which is basically a like somewhat rudimentary scripting language where you can actually try and design out a game in this like built-in scripting language, and it would like load in the enemy files that you'd made the typical Fraxy way and sort of spawn them like in configurations. You could build waves, and a few different people, including Alex, including Zaro, and including Alex and I earlier, that thing we were just talking about doing over DMs, tried to make basically full games in Fraxy through this system. I don't think any of those were ever finished.
Yeah, this has never worked out. No one has ever made a game in Fraxy, even though it is technically feasible.
Yeah. There was a guy who was on the forum who was really talking about a big game about making this like really big, ambitious project. And that also, he eventually got very disillusioned because everyone kept telling him it probably wasn't very realistic.
There were a number of other reasons.
Well, I mean, I think he left because of me, unfortunately.
But yeah, Pure, would it not be horrible if we had a boss that was 99% done and we never released it?
Oh, what an awful thing that would be.
That might have been Project J by Zaximillion.
That is exactly the one I was thinking of, yes. I couldn't remember his name. I couldn't remember that started with a Z.
I'm just thinking back on like how you all made it there. It's really interesting that like a PureQuestion TV tropes of all things led you there. I don't think I've ever felt more gratitude to the TV tropes website than I do right now.
I think I think I even remember specifically a link to the YouTube video for an Evo video, which is the one someone earlier said was probably the best to ever do it. One of the developers was Zero Ranger, to be clear.
Oh, right. That reminds me. So the folks from System Erasure were also there?
Yeah, so one of them more so than the other. So there's two people who resigned in System Erasure, which is Ebo, and Ebro, very similar names to say out loud. Ebo was probably the single best Fraxy creator to ever work on the game, and Ebro never touched Fraxy at
all. Okay.
That might not be entirely true, but yeah.
Certainly don't remember him ever being a presence on the forum.
He was there. He was a user on the forums who occasionally spoke to others, but yeah.
So you all ended up making a game together. System Erasure made a game, clearly. Has there been anyone else from that period in the Fraxy community that went on to create a game that you know of?
A couple.
The closest two would probably be Vortex Reaper and Firefox.
Those are the two I was thinking.
Yeah.
Vortex
Firefox
Reaper
did in fact create a game. I don't know if Vortex Reaper ever finished it.
Vortex Reaper was making a shmup in Godot, if I recall correctly. It was Game Maker first, Godot second, but I don't know if he finished it. Firefox worked at a game studio, which also helped out on and off, but I don't know what happened to that now.
I don't think it's gone away.
Yeah, so it seems like Fraxy was like a real proving grounds in a way for a lot of people interested in this. They jumped in, started making stuff, and then went on to make other things. That's really cool.
I would definitely say so.
I can't help but wonder if Mon, the original creator, is aware of that.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
Need to figure out who Mon is.
We do we did have means of communicating with him for a while, but the original site for Fraxy has been down and gone for at least a year now, since it disappeared about last year. And he hasn't been, showing a presence at all since 2015.
Yeah, I think the last Fraxy update was 2015, which is still quite a long time frame.
Yeah.
10 years of updates for that.
Yeah, I mean that's significant.
That
Can you
would
guys
be-
imagine working on a game for 10 years?
Well, I was gonna say
no.
2015 is about the time where I think the first bits of what was then Monolith, Pure and Alex were starting to talk about that, and then 2016 is when production of the game was started.
Wait,
Yeah,
holy shit, you're right.
2015, 2016 is when we started working on it for real. Technically, it goes back to a proof of concept I made in 2011.
Well, maybe it's the fact that Fraxy stopped updating is the reason that Monolith exists at all.
Oh, wow.
We just had no other outlet.
I don't know if I believe that, because I'd actually kind of phased out of... Because, how many bosses did I make after 2011? It was 3 or 4 total.
That's still a number.
Well, it's a pretty small minority.
Well, it's fast to say no one makes Fraxy bosses anymore, except for maybe Vortex Reaper and Dr. Thunders.
Yeah, it's definitely not as big as it used to be.
Yeah, because I did went and check the unofficial Fraxy forums. There has not been any activity in almost 2 years, any at all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But speaking of, we're talking about Fraxy, about boss creations. Do you want to talk about some of the things you did make in Fraxy? Any bosses you might have made?
I made a bee that was on fire, and now it made him manlier than the other bees, and it caused the game to crash.
I don't remember. Wait, I vaguely remember this.
I even made a video about it.
I don't remember this.
Wait, who made Dangrous?
Dangerous? That was me.
But you made the video.
Yeah,
that everyone remembers.
Haku made the boss. I saw 2 parts flying around and thought, I could put some hands over that, and I did just that.
Classic tradition. Just in my classic video, what was it called again? Firefox takes a boot to the head while I play appropriate music.
Oh yeah,
yes, that was a very iconic one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So are a lot of these videos still up on YouTube?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
yes,
man.
but they keep disappearing.
A couple.
I mean, I think Ebo has taken down a good chunk of his old uploads, but they should be on the playlist.
I don't think Ebo has taken any of them down. I think it's all copyright strikes.
Because of
I'm
music?
only aware of the one.
I was gonna say if System Erasure is taking down their videos, that's a little on the nose.
It's just
yeah.
you cannot fight entropy.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Can you? Who made entropy?
We'll come back to you about that later.
I guess you need to find a mirror because the board 2 uploader is long gone.
It was Drunk Goomba. GG
Drunk
versus
Goomba.
O2 18 years ago? Holy shit.
But yeah, we can probably go about our bosses individually. Would anyone else like to start?
How about Flan?
Yeah, let me just get the list of my bosses here. There don't appear to be any. Oh, do you remember?
Oh.
Do
Well,
you
that
remember
was easy.
Argorax? You remember Argorax? No one remembers Argorax.
No, I don't remember it. You're right.
Exactly. That was the first boss I made. No one remembers it.
Yeah, but what did you make then?
After that,
Yeah?
nothing for years. And then I made that boss Plutogen, didn't I?
Yes.
That was
It's kind of funny because Flan is implying a passage of time here. That's very important because early Fraxy and late Fraxy are very different.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if it'd be best to start with that boss.
How so? What's the difference there?
Well, so there's a couple things. So first of all, early Fraxy, obviously there were some major improvements. Even though we talked about the game being updated up to 2015 or so, I would say that like the big updates both happened relatively early. One of which was early on, the game added like an event system that was built into the like parts you add to the editor. And before that, you couldn't really make the boss do anything dynamic or custom. It was that you just attached parts and they kind of did what they did. Like you could put a booster part on the boss and it would like kind of on its own behavior make the boss get pushed around.
And it had
You
some
could-
couple preset behaviors like
Yeah.
to move left and right.
Yeah. And you could like add panels that would make like you could put like guns on them and it would turn toward the player and then it would shoot and the guns would shoot when they're scheduled to shoot, but you didn't really have any, and it all like scaled based on this like internal rank system that would go up when you like beat bosses, and it would go down when you died to bosses. So the idea was like it was really built as the idea that you just have this like you'd load into the game and it would just spawn in random bosses from your boss folder and they would kind of scale in difficulty as you either killed them or died to them. And very quickly, though, what people started doing was they would just adjust it to always spawn only the boss that they picked. And they would sort of, eventually the game added sort of an event system where you could code in like variables and custom behaviors and make it kind of override the stock behavior with additional parameters and like moving the internal timers around. And that's when people got to really actually start making custom bullet patterns. And at some point, I don't know if this was a behavior that was added later. You couldn't actually like fix the camera or the player direction because it was originally very much just like arena shooter behavior, which is probably like certainly the default for Fraxy controls, including the free aim player. Certainly what inspired Monolith / Star of Providence's control scheme. In particular, the fact that you have a dash instead of a focus, like many other bullet hell shmups would have. Anyway, that's a bit of a sidetrack. So eventually they added that, so people would start fixing the camera, and then eventually you could even go into the parameters and add custom resolutions, which people would do to make it. Was it like 240 by 360 or whatever? Like they would give it the more vertical aspect ratio because that wasn't actually in the options. Remember?
Oh, that yeah.
So originally you could fix the camera, and there were like a few different resolution options, which mattered a lot because when you fix the camera, those then become the bounds of the screen that you can actually move up to.
Yeah.
And originally the default screen was like sort of a 4:3 ratio. It was like 640 to 480. But that's obviously quite wide. Most shmups are more vertically oriented.
Yeah.
And eventually you could change that, but it didn't become an option in the settings. You had to actually like open the
config files.
Yeah, you had to open the config file and edit the horizontal resolution to get the one you wanted. So eventually it evolved from this game where you were making this like free roam bosses that just kind of did whatever to bosses that were actually like scripted and designed and had distinct attacks and phases. And that was something that happened both as a result of those updates to Fraxy and then sort of just this, I guess you'd call it like an evolution in the metagame.
Yes.
So like the bosses that were coming out became drastically more impressive or detailed after those big changes.
Yeah, but it would also just keep happening over time as people like came up with new tech.
Right.
And got better at working with the systems. Because like a lot of what made bosses become more advanced over time after the event system was added was there were some changes that added like more event options for sure. Like there were a couple of big updates that definitely added a lot to what you could do.
Reflect rays.
Yeah, like reflect rays. But also I think even just having at some point Mon also added just you could have some like blank parameters that you could care about and adjust, and before that you kind of just had to cheat and use other variables. Like it was actually like a pretty common way to control bosses. For an example of like this sort of cheat you do is if you put a like rotating panel, it would rotate every frame, but it also had an internal timer that never reset. It would just constantly go up. and you would make triggers happen based on that timer. So you would just like have this invisible rotating panel attached to nothing, except when it has spun for exactly 600 frames or whatever, you would trigger the next attack. And so it was very common for like whenever I made a boss, just in the boss, there was this like little subsection of rotating panels that were like renamed to attack 1, attack 2, attack 3, attack 4, and the panel would spin, and the internal like animation timer of the panel was what controlled all of the boss's behavior.
So it was this way to do scripting, but you had to do it in this slightly strange way.
Yeah, and
sounds pretty tedious.
And the thing that it had wasn't even scripts, because we did talk about that scripting language that was available, but that was only if you were doing a try. Internal to enemies, all you had was this like event system where every object in the boss could have up to 16 events, and every event could have up to 6 or 4 unique triggers in it, like 4 actions that would be triggered by that event. So you were pretty constrained in what you could do overall, and people definitely did a lot of tricks to like optimize their usage of all these tools, because you could only have so many events per object, you could only have so many actions per thing, and you could also only have 511 parts in a single enemy file.
2 to the 9 minus 1.
All of Fraxy was cheating.
Yeah.
So a lot of the discussion on the forums was about this, right? Like, were you guys kind of discussing how to tweak things? How to push things?
Not really. It was more like people would do stuff, and the thing is, Fraxy bosses are inherently open source. Because if someone releases a Fraxy boss and you play it, you can open it and you can like try and reverse engineer it. So usually what would happen is someone would like come up with a cool trick, and then you do the like stealing other people's code thing, basically.
Yeah.
That's just really. Yeah.
I was going to say the lack of tutorials and guides and stuff and discussion on the forums about how to make bosses was really one of the biggest barriers to entry, I always thought.
The only place you could find out how to manage X parameters and what all the weapons did was in Japanese. It was very difficult to access, and that's why people weren't generally discussing how to make bosses. It was always something that you had to do on your own.
I remember when I started, there was like a wiki that had all of it in English, but it was inconsistent how good it was. Yeah. Definitely a lot of people figured stuff out by trial and error.
So it was kind of tedious to mess around with, but it sounds like it was super accessible at the same time because it was just so open.
You could kind of. That is somewhat difficult to properly explain. You could always start anytime you wanted to, but the engine itself would not tell you much.
Right.
There was a steep learning curve.
Yeah, it was definitely something you had to like get help with from.
It is in fact really tedious.
Yep.
Just like all game dev, right?
Oh no, this one's especially so.
I would say that's definitely why that's probably why it ended up being such a good pipeline to real game development, is because fundamentally, real game development is so much easier than making stuff in Fraxy.
It's less obtuse.
So a question I do have is like, okay, how did everyone's involvement in Fraxy kind of lead into doing then Monolith, now Star of Providence? What did you carry over? What lessons or what knowledge carried over from Fraxy?
Good music taste.
Okay.
Oh, definitely. Well, I would say that is a very ethereal question.
Okay.
Very hard to answer. It's like if you spend enough time making patterns or just learning what makes a good shmup boss, it imparts a bunch of lessons that are very difficult to explain, just about the way bullets move or what makes a pattern fun to move against.
Yeah.
So it's like internalized. So you certainly took a lot of knowledge away from it, but it's kind of harder to pinpoint what.
Yep. You could say like if the Fraxy forums were kind of a a place, a pond, a small pond, so to speak. And over time, the techniques used to make bosses and patterns and like everything else, they got refined.
Mm-hmm.
It was certainly a long journey of making things better and learning lots of lessons.
Garo, is the comment about good music taste because when people uploaded videos on YouTube with Fraxy bosses, like they all just had really cool music, and you're like, damn, I gotta make music that's as cool as that.
Well, I didn't think it that way at the time. It was really funny how a career progression will happen, because I was at the time going to school for nutrition and household, basically cooking, and then I was doing more Fraxy stuff, and I was figuring out how else can I fit in, and I kind of picked up on music, and that was around 2012, and I think I was showing enough of stuff, like really crummy stuff, admittedly, to Alex over Skype, so he he'd eventually ask for
The Forbidden Apple.
Forbidden Apple is one thing. I think that was actually a song, but there was also like an Alex theme that was eventually remade into the hard mode theme for Floor 1,
Oh,
and it kind of went off from there, I think.
Oh yeah, Garo made a bunch of music. Like I'm currently staring at some of the Varine music that he made. It was pretty cool too.
so were you almost like commissioning Garo in a way, Alex? Like, hey, I
Uh,
need a track for this boss. Can you hook me up?
None of
no, not
of
really.
us had any idea how to commission proper, so we just kind of did stuff
Nor did
for
any
fun.
of us have any money.
We just made,
sorry,
we
I
just
didn't.
made things.
I didn't mean in a financial sense, but just like you're asking, like, hey, can you make a song for this?
Well, that never happened for Fraxy.
Oh, okay.
Like for other things, sure.
Like Star of Providence.
Yeah, eventually.
Hmm.
But like, yes,
Handheld was
I-
first, I think.
Handheld was the first thing Garo technically made
Yep.
music for us for a game.
but like I've been burning to answer that question. Like, yes, it is extremely important to have good music taste for Fraxy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everyone who made Fraxy videos had to know what music is good and what music they should be using. So everyone just kind of learns this specific. Everyone acquires a specific skill of what music fits a specific boss. What is good music? And I would say that the shmup genre is especially good for that because shmups have so much good music. Like holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first time you hear Longhand Cantata, you're not the same person afterward.
Sometime in the last year, I did like Link Alex's song, and I was like, man, this would have been a great Fraxy song.
I still have like a list of songs I would like to use in case I ever make more Fraxy videos, which I still might. I'm not done.
Okay. Interesting.
It's like,
still remember-
this is this song from Mabinogi. I remember it. I'm gonna keep it for later. This song from Lord of Vermilion, I believe. I'm gonna use it later. This one specific Yumi Neko cover. Yeah, I'm gonna use it later.
Yeah.
I still remember that one song you banned me from using because you wanted to use it. So, how's
Was
that
it
boss going, Alex?
was it Distorted Pain?
No, it was Coreshooter, Black Song, I think.
Also, Zara used
Oh,
Distorted Pain anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I will never forgive you for that. But don't worry, fun. I'll use it later.
Yeah, totally.
It's not even the most important one.
Yeah, when you make Extinction Event, right?
As long as no one uses any Artonelico songs, we'll be fine.
Any more Artonelico songs?
Specifically Artonelico 2.
What is Artonelico?
An RPG. I don't know much about it. I just know it has good music because I've listened to it a lot.
Staring at Exec Phantasmagoria in my song.
No, I don't like to use that one. That's just the most beautiful song that exists in existence. That's a different thing entirely.
Yeah.
So Fraxy was like a pipeline to expose people to game development in a way, but then also so much good music. It's like made everyone have really good taste in music. This is great. I wish I would have been on Fraxy when I was in high school.
Well, it kind of goes beyond that. Like, the point is not just that it's good music. The point is good music often encourages specific. How do I even put it? Oftentimes, when you listen to music, you imagine things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very easy to come up with some ideas when you're listening to really good music.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the other way around, but man, it's really hard to explain. But like, it's something that a lot of people underestimate. Great music is essential for great games.
I think Sakurai said that as well.
Wise man.
Yeah, the theatricality of it as well. Then, right? Like you're not just talking about the musical aspect, the aspect of how this song is going to play in this scene. You know, how it's going to hit the player, what the song is communicating. That's kind of the
Yes.
nebulous side you're talking about, right?
Yes, it is very easily overlooked, but it's extremely important.
Mm-hmm. I would say that Star of Providence does do a good job at that. There are definitely fights where like the interplay between the music and the presentation and the struggle make for very memorable moments in the game, and I think people would agree with that. So, good job.
Certainly, the listeners of this podcast would agree with it.
Of course.
Oh, I might just blush.
Man, it's a shame that one Ebo video got removed. It's the greatest Fraxy video in existence. The one that was using yes,
Ode to Joy
by
Beethoven.
Well, I won't say about like God, which German city orchestra was performing it, and then copyright claimed it.
Surely Berlin.
Never forgive him.
Oh my goodness!
Name a German city.
Dusseldorf.
Huh.
God. And it also used a song from the Darius Burst Wonderworld remix.
Yes.
Great album.
That song is gorgeous.
So now that, I mean, Fraxy kind of, you all stepped back from it and it kind of faded. It hasn't been updated since 2015. What do you miss most about being in that community?
Just playing silly forum games and watching others create cool stuff, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say the things that I miss the most about the time is just that it was extremely competitive. Everyone was trying to outdo each other, and no one really understood Fraxy really well. It was a Wild West, so to speak.
So, yeah, one of the things that did make being in the Fraxy community so special was actually kind of tied into the fact that it was this like really difficult program to work with, and the fact that everyone involved was someone who worked with it. Was when someone like did something really impressive, your reaction watching it was, how the hell did they do this? Especially, and I can think of a few particular cases that were like that, where someone just like made a really good boss.
Please mention them. Well, where are they?
Well, so like obviously like half of the bosses Ebo ever made were like that. I also vividly remember Alex made a sort of boss called True Trial, where it split into three things, or based on how you did. It was inspired by the ending of Hellsinker. As many, many, many Fraxy bosses were, I can think of at least 3 or 4. But there was a particular moment he actually had me playtest that. Yeah, there were so many of that one too. But he had me playtest that boss, and the first time I fought the second of the 3, the whole vibe combined with the music just gave me this like incredible sense of awe that stuck with me for 15 years. I've remembered that moment vividly. It was so magical.
Imagine trying to reverse engineer a boss, and when you open it, you're just assaulted by a bunch of tiny fan-shaped spinning panels strewn all around the project. And you have no idea what any of it does, because all those do is count the time and do things on call events when it passes this time.
No variable names either.
Oh, yeah. No variable names?
Nope.
Yeah, because they were all just using because everything in the Fraxy events was just drop downs of
We had
renamed attributes.
We had no formal variables, but we had we had a couple local storage, couple variables for storage.
If you were lucky, when you opened someone's boss to try and reverse engineer it, they had renamed the parts that controlled the events, and you could rename the event. If you were unlucky, you opened it and saw new event 1, new event 2, new event 3.
I'm pretty sure Edward did that, didn't he?
Or the thing that was funny though was you could make events by copying other events that it would stack the name, so it would be new event 1 bracket 2, new event bracket 3,
yeah.
or it'd be new event bracket 1 bracket 1 bracket 1 bracket 1 bracket 1.
Oh god.
Which at least told you the order they were made in from each other.
Okay, so everyone was learning from each other, but also trying to peer into each other's boss code. It's oh god, I have to spend so many hours deciphering what it is the heck that.
No, actually, I don't think because of how awful it was. I don't think anyone ever tried to decipher the code.
We just
of anyone else.
There were a few times I remember doing that. I remember
it's generally unadvisable.
I do remember putting a lot of work into deciphering how Umagatuhi had done the fake 3D rings.
Oh.
So I think he was the first one to post a boss with those, and those became very popular over time.
So there would be trends in Fraxy when someone did a cool thing, and then 10 other people are okay, I did my own version of that cool thing.
Yes!
Yeah, yep. Extremely yes. extremely loud correct buzzer.
Mara wings.
That seems like it would be a big motivator too, because if you make something cool and then everyone apes it, right? Everyone takes that, and it's kind of like a badge of honor, right? It's I made a thing that the entire community uses now.
Well, yeah, that's Fraxy, but it's also shmups in general. Just the adventure of life goes on. It's all about recombination and passing on the torch.
You're the Steve Jobs, and you're the Steve Jobs. Anyone can be Steve Jobs.
But you're all nicer than he was.
Have you ever played the shmup called Genitus?
No.
I have not.
Alex.
It's kind of like that.
Alex, make sure to say genitos and not genitals.
I did not say that. God damn it.
All right, do not edit that out.
All right, I'll leave it in.
No. Anyway, Genius is it's this great shmup about the development of shmups. Probably the best way to put it.
End of life.
Yeah. Well, it's just it examines parallels between the evolution of shmups and just of life in general. Shmups are kind of like that. They like to be very philosophical.
And so, do you feel like any of you have managed to make that thing where I made a cool thing and then I saw 10 other people copy it? Damn, I feel I'm a cool guy now.
Yeah. What became staples in the community after you guys made them?
Generally, no. Generally, it's other people who did that, and we copied them.
Fair enough.
Energy wings, pseudo 3D things.
I mean, energy wings was always.
I
was gonna say but that was always aping Cave.
No, it was aping Cytoscane.
Yeah, Reflex.
Oh,
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, I was thinking of Doom, but yeah, Cytoscane. Yeah.
No, they don't that's not the same kind of energy wings at all.
Well, people have done both. I just thought of the wrong one.
Going back, Alex, you said something I really liked, and I keep thinking about it. You compared Fraxy to a pond.
Oh well, yeah, it's basically what I said just now. It's just everyone was forced to compete with each other, to innovate, to just change things up. But most of it was copying and refining.
Mm-hmm.
You could really say that the way Fraxy started and the way Fraxy ended, it was very different because people have learned so many things along the way. It's
Yeah.
kind of beautiful.
Yeah, I think that is beautiful, and I like that. I like imagining it as a pond because there's so much life under the surface. I mean, a pond can be still to the outside eye, but there's so much going on underneath, and life, it moves so quickly and changes so quickly. Like, that's a really, really apt metaphor, I think.
Well, really, I called it a pond because it was small.
That
Wait,
I
real?
think that's fitting as well. But there's also, I mean, you got so much going on, and even in a little pond.
Well, it's just it was a small, isolated space.
Nothing really ever escaped that community too far, so you could say it's like a closed ecosystem.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably the best way to put it.
So what do we want to touch on, like the whole like Flan thing, or is this just like not a story we want to put in the podcast?
It is very simple, and I have promised I can summarize it in 5 words.
Go on.
I remember one of Flan's bosses, like really early on, that was like I think it was just a basic boss with no events, but it had heavy balls, bullets shot out in all directions, writing out "dick" in
Uh-huh.
all
Okay.
Well, a lot of early Fraxy bosses were like either a vaguely airplane-looking concoction that flew around and shoot bullets, or it was kind of like vaguely humanoid figure that you like see from above that has like an energy blade, and then they just kind of use movement joints to swing it.
I was gonna say, I think the worst thing about that Gara is that I don't think that was one of my first bosses in quotation marks. I think
It
that was
was-
one of the last things I made.
Classic.
Yeah.
The horseshoe crab of Fraxy.
What are the 5 words, Alex? Just for the record.
Oh yeah, Flan banned half the forum. Oh wait, no,
Cool.
Nuked.
Flan deleted half the forum.
Yeah.
It was more than that, wasn't it?
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah. I think it was the entire forum.
No, not the entire forum. Most of it.
Most of it. Yeah.
He just someone for some reason gave Flan moderation powers.
For some reason.
Like I don't know why.
Was this before or after the dick boss?
I think before.
Probably.
You know, I don't know how I survived and came back, but you know, it was a different time then.
He was very persuasive and very persistent.
I'd say persistent, maybe not persuasive.
Well, whatever it was, you invited him to the team now, so can't be that bad.
Yeah. I just like to forget about those times personally. They never happened.
It's okay. You're a most adorable little gremlin in this group.
True.
This has been great to hear you talk more about why Fraxy was meaningful, because you'd mentioned it so many times, we knew it was foundational for you. Have you ever considered creating something similar to Fraxy?
Yes, actually. That's the whole reason I picked up on programming in the first place. I never actually, finished any of the attempts I made, but I really want to make something like that. And Godot's like the best chance for me to go through that.
Weren't you trying to do something like that with another language? What was again?
I started with Python, then
Yeah.
I went C#, and then D, and now I do both GameMaker and Godot, and C++. From Python to C++. Check out my sick Python to C++ pipeline, guys.
So you did have ideas to make something Fraxy-like.
Oh yeah.
Was it just to like, I want to like recreate that and let other people have that experience now that Fraxy is kind of gone?
I figured that the best approach for that was to first make a shmup that uses the mechanics, do the tooling for that, and then as a second project, take the tooling and make something others can use freely. as its own little project. That's the kind of thing I would have probably went with. If you want an example, it's not a shmup, but there's a Godot project called RPG in a Box, and it's a full toolkit to make your own little Minecraft style games. So
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, because as I've been listening to you talk about this, I'm like, man, the Star of Providence Discord server, if we had if Fraxy was still active, like I could see a bunch of people getting into that, you know?
Well,
Because we have the room editor.
It still works.
If Fraxy had
Yep.
like Steamworks and mods and mod support, that would probably cement it as something to last forever.
I think that it might be too optimistic. I think Frax is something that fit really snugly into these 2010s, but the times are quite different today.
Mm.
You might be right.
Yeah, it was kind of lightning in a bottle. But it still would be kind of fascinating to try to recapture that, I think. Especially, I mean, for people who were there and are so steeped in that.
Well, I think there is no point in trying to recapture it. I think Fraxy is something that happened naturally, and so if something like that happened again, that would also have to happen naturally, in my opinion. It would have to be something that people go to do of their own volition, to
Mhm.
learn and have fun, and not necessarily to revive Fraxy,
Mm.
as it is.
And I would say that Star of Providence as a game is so good that I think it does inspire other people to do it. Like it did inspire in one case, Astronautilus. Like that came from that, and we know that there's people in the modding channel who are like, "This game is so cool, I want to make something within it." You know?
Oh, I agree with it, but I don't think it's necessary to use Fraxy for it anymore. Anyone who wants to make a game can just pick up Game Maker or a similar engine and just do it.
I think what Nick might have been saying is, in a sense, we've already succeeded.
Yes, that is the point. Like it is the legacy of Fraxy. Like it itself is not quite, the thing to do, but you all remember it, you were there, and you're making something that's going to hopefully inspire even more people in the future to do it as well,
Oh,
even if
yes, that is entirely true.
Mhm.
I think again it fits into the narrative of evolution
Mhm.
that if Fraxy inspired something, and whatever Fraxy inspired also inspired something else, then the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Very much.
It's the great shmup conversation that you alluded to earlier, Alex.
It still goes on. The topic of how shmups have influenced iterations of themselves over and over again is really fascinating. It's really interesting to look at all of them and how they've gone on the chain of iteration.
To think it all started with a game of asteroids.
So, we talk a lot about Fraxy and how it was this wonderful community and it's kind of not here anymore. But turns out there are still people, friends of yours from the Fraxy days that you still talk to. But
Oh, for
I
sure.
wanted to ask each of you individually, do you want to make any shout outs to any Fraxy community members, whether you're still talking or not, to just be like, thank you for, being cool people and being around at the time and helping make this time wonderful?
So many.
Well, here's the time to do it, Alex, and all
Well,
of you as well.
well, there is of course Ebo, there's of course Ebro, there's Zaro, there's Vortex Reaper, there's Atomics, there's other Venoms, there's Olma, there's God Pure. Do you remember more?
Well, so in terms of people who are still, so in terms of people who are still around, obviously the big ones in the community would be the big one in the community would be Zaro, aside from the main team.
Yeah.
We still interact a lot with Shadow Spectre, although he's not so much in the server. I think he literally is, but I don't remember the last time he would have posted in there.
It doesn't have to be people that you've they're still talking to. Just like anyone you shout out that you remember. Thanks for being part of that.
We talked about Atomic already. Certainly, Alex had a pretty comprehensive list of all the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Aqua made a lot of videos.
Oh, Aqua would be the other big community member. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
feel bad missing Aqua.
There's, of course, Firefox.
I'll definitely shout out Sin Stage, Sin STG, for making such a cool series of bosses.
Yeah, that was definitely like a creator that came out of nowhere, made like 10 videos, vanished without a trace. All of them were incredible.
Mm.
I'll definitely shout out Umagatuhi, Ace Venom, I think, or Venom Ace.
As a Venom.
As a Venom. It's kind of early influences, as far as I can recall. Dr. Tecto.
Oh,
Yeah, Dr. Tandrus.
Oh yeah, Dr. Thunderous. Yeah, okay.
He's the only person to still make anything in Fraxy post 2020.
Vortex Reaper did, didn't he?
Vortex Reaper was post 2020 as well.
Yeah.
Who made Shrike?
That's a cool boss name.
Don't ask me. I don't know. I have no idea.
Wasn't it one of us?
No. There was a boss named Shrike. It was also like built into a try.
Oh.
Definitely Firefox.
did we shout out
9.
Hacker? Rumia now, I think?
Yeah.
Firefox 9.
Oh god, Infinity's Hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tinfoil Mark IV made Shrike. That was a cool boss.
Yeah. Shrike was great.
I'm gonna shout out to Dyson for introducing me to Fraxy.
Oh, very good, very good.
Well, I want to shout out Mon for creating it because
That's a
it
good
led
one.
to, yeah, like I'm really glad Mon, whoever you are and wherever you are in Japan, really glad you created this so that Team D-13 could come together and make another game.
Mm-hmm.
Mon was here.
My other favorite community members. There was Spider. I guess we should mention MMX.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there was also, of course, Space Vader.
Ah, yes, Space Vader.
Space Vader.
Don't forget.
Yeah, never forget Space Vader.
Okay, if there's not any more, we can start closing out the episode.
I want to take the opportunity while we have all four of you here to thank you for making a game that I love. Yeah. I've never had the opportunity talking to all of you at the same time to just be like, hey, thanks for all your work on Star of Providence. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I also want to echo that sentiment, but I really do want to give my sincerest thanks from the bottom of my heart for having made something that I find beautiful, moving, exciting, thrilling. I am delighted that I got to be here, be part of the community, be involved in a little bit in making it better, and to get to talk to you. So thank you, all of you, for everything you've done.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
All you've done on this show, and for the rest, and for the community in general.
Thank you, Echo, for being such a devout Crawler fan, and thank you, Nick, for absolutely playing the game to death. I hope you'll continue playing the game to death.
I almost certainly will.
Thanks so much for listening to our Star of Providence fancast. A big thanks, as always, to Garoslaw and AlexMdle for allowing us to use their music and sound effects in the podcast. Our intro music was made for us by Garo, and we love it. Thanks, Garo.
Thank you, Garo. Yeah, and you can find all of Garrus's music over at the Bandcamp, the Volume 1, Volume 2, the 5th Anniversary Edition, and while we're at it, you can also check out some PX Tunes soundtracks as well. They're pretty cool.
There might be a cool album releasing in a bit.
Ooh, yes. I'm excited.
All right.
We'll be linking that.
Probably in a week from recording this, so if you're listening to this right now, it's probably out right now.
Yeah, because it's coming out in December. So
yeah, if you're listening to this, it's linked in the show notes, and you can go find it and listen to it. Mm-hmm. If you have any comments or suggestions for the show, you can reach out to us on our Discord server. We'll post that server link in the show notes as well.
And there you will find fellow pilots to talk with and discuss the show. Thanks for listening, and we'll hope you'll join us in the future for whatever we do next.
This is what you came for, isn't it?
This is what you came for, isn't it?
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.